Howdy y'all, today we are looking at some realm artifacts. So, General's Handbook 2020 is out today, and so with it have come some big changes. One of them I wanted to look at is the realm artifacts. We've gone from having the Malign Sorcery, which had about 80 artifacts to choose from, I think, somewhere in there, and we're going to just a slim list of 7 realm artifacts to choose from. So if you don't have good realm artifacts in your faction, you may be out of luck. We're going to focus today, though, on, of course, Seraphon, because that's what this channel is all about. And we're going to look at the new realm artifacts. Are there any that we can use? Are there any that are better than our Battle Tomes artifacts already? So we've got 7 to choose from, 1 for each realm. So if you choose a realm, you've got 1 extra artifact to choose from. And we'll see if any of those are any good. We're just going to go straight down the list and see what we can apply those to Seraphon if they have a role in our army. So the first one is Aqshy. The realm artifact is Incandescent Rageblade. Pick one of the bearer's melee weapons. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made by that weapon is 6, that attack scores 2 hits on the target instead of 1. Make a wound and save roll for each hit. So, you know, we have some stuff like this in Seraphon that explodes on 6s. That's what this is doing. Gives you an extra hit. It will only affect the bearer's weapon. So if you're taking a mount, it doesn't work for that. So you won't ever put this on a skink hero. You could put it on your skink chief on Stegodon if you wanted to, but never on anything else. You won't put this on any salons. This might have a very specific role for a Carnosaur, specifically a Source Blood, or a Source Blood, a Scarvet on old. I can't talk today. Source Scarvet on Carnosaur. Got it. So because he has 6 attacks and with his spear, and it's already exploding, then you can spend another command point to have it explode again. And if you took this artifact, basically any 6 to hit would give you an extra 3 attacks. So not too bad. It's only -1 rend, 1 damage. So I mean, it's not setting the world on fire, but kind of a cool little trick. If you did put this on an old blood on Carnosaur, then you could get, you'd still have to pair it with the Scarvet, though, off to his side. But you could spend a command point from that Scarvet onto the old blood. He only has 3 attacks, but it's 3 damage each. So, you know, you could get quite a bit of extra damage if you use that way. Unfortunately, I think this is probably the best artifact you're going to run with a Carnosaur. If you run a lot of Carnosaurs, the Codal's Claw one is good. It'll do some mortals, but if you're looking to pick up another artifact, if you're running Codal's Claw with Carnosaurs, you might look at this one. Honestly, with the loss of all the other realm artifacts, we don't have a lot of good options for our Carnosaurs. So this might be a decent option for that. I don't see it really run on much else, to be honest. Next realm is Chamon. Our realm artifact, Plate of Perfect Protection. If a weapon used for an attack that targets the bearer has rend characteristics of -1, change the rend characteristics for that attack to -. This is basically our old shields. So this is what Seraphon used to have on their shields. Ignore 1 rend. If they have 2 rend, it goes straight through. But if you have 1, it ignores it. It's not bad. It's a decent defensive artifact. There's a lot of stuff out there that has -1 rend. It would be a lot better if our Carnosaur had like a 3-up save. So I would like to see it on that. You could put it on a Stegodon, since they've already got a decent ways to get saves. So, you know, you could have him he's at a 4-up. He'd be at a 3-up if you're hitting somebody elite from his Stegodon helm. If you did the command trait for Nimble, he'd be at a 2-up, and then you could ignore 1 rend. That's not too bad. So it's a decent artifact for that. If I'm running a Stegodon, I'm probably picking one of those Stegodon's artifacts though. So honestly, I don't really see much use for this. It'd be okay on a Carnosaur if you're going up against some rend, but yeah, not blowing my socks off on that one. We got Ghur. Ghur is up next. Realm artifact, Predator's don't even know what that word is. It lets you reroll charges for the bearer. Like, what is this artifact? I mean, if you fail a charge with a hero, just spend a command point. Now maybe you don't have enough command points or something, but I will bet on having an extra command point for a reroll than spending an artifact slot just to get a rerolls for him all the time. Unless you've got somebody who's going to be making long charges all the time. I'm not taking this. I don't see that as being very useful for just about anybody. All right, Ghyran. This one is called the Everspring Diadem. In your hero phase, you heal 1 wound allocated to the bearer. So as I'm sitting here thinking about this, it's not bad. It's one wound you heal, but it's in your hero phase. So you've got to make it all the way to your hero phase, and then you're only healing 1. So I'm not crazy about it. I think the best unit we have to put that on would be a Troglodon. If you want an artifact for the Troglodon, he's already healing D3 in your hero phase. So this would just add 1 more. You know, it could make him quite hard to kill if he's healing maximum of 4 per turn. So that's probably the only person I would put that one on, because we do have. If you were thinking about maybe Slann, we have this Aqshy's Grubs that lets you heal 1 in each hero phase. Plus, it also gives you a reroll to one of your casting, dispelling, or unbindings. So it's literally twice as good as the one from Ghyran. So if you're wanting that for a Slann, just take your own artifact from the battalion. The only way I could see this being useful is on a Troglodon, but I'm probably still taking one of the skink keyworded artifacts for a Troglodon. All right, Hysh. For Hysh, we've got the, I don't know what that is, Trueblade. We're just going to call it that, the Trueblade. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made with melee weapon by the bearer. So, I mean, this is another thing where I'm just going to spend a command point. If I really need this, I'm going to spend a command point, because this artifact is only going to affect the weapon, not the mount. And if I spend a command point, I get to reroll hit rolls of 1 for the mount. So I'm not going to take this unless you just have an incredible unit with a weapon that's awesome, that's hitting on 3s or 2s or something. Maybe, but no, I don't see too much of a use for this. So I'm going to skip right past that one. Shyish. We have the Gravesand Brooch. You can reroll save rolls of 1 for attacks that target the bearer. Do you see a trend here? We could also just spend a command point on this. In our army where we have a ton of command points, I don't know where these artifacts are going to fit in. You can reroll save. I mean, it's always good to reroll save rolls of 1, but if you absolutely need to have it, just spend a command point. Maybe if you're just flush with artifact slots, you could put this on a Stegodon that has, like your Stegodon chief. If he's got real low saves and you pump him down with saves and then you get this, maybe that would work. But I would honestly take all 3 Stegodon artifacts before I take this one. All right, last one, Ulgu. So we got the Trickster's Foil. You can reroll wound rolls of 1 for attacks made with melee weapon by the bearer. Hey, here's one we don't have a command point for. Reroll wound rolls of 1. I mean, it's fine, it's good, but it's that second. Your wound rolls. I hate things that go off on wound rolls because it's so unpredictable, and you got to get through that hit rolls first. So, I mean, it's okay if you've got nothing else to throw on something. Do this. Now remember, it only works for the hero's weapon, not the mount. So there's the wrap up of our realm artifacts. I don't think there's anything that's just gonna kill the meta. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of these, honestly. Maybe the heals one, maybe the ignore rend on a monster or something that used to take ethereal amulet, maybe. But none of these are really gonna make my list, I don't think. Maybe the Aqshy if I'm running a lot of Carnosaurs, I can throw that one on it. But I think all of our artifacts are better. If I'm taking a Slann, I'm going to spend a second looking at our artifacts. But if I'm taking a Slann, I'm taking a couple of these before I'm taking any of those other ones. A Tixie Grubs is good. I mean, that one, I like that when you get to heal, you get to reroll a casting. And what was the other one I liked? That one may be the only one. Because I don't like some of the other ones, just too random. But I think it's just that Grubs one that is one that I like. If I'm taking a Carnosaur, I don't really like any of these as they are. I think the source artifacts are pretty bad. You can increase the rend, but only, I mean, it's only the bear's melee. I don't know. This is where I think I might take that Aqshy one that gives me an extra exploding 6. But I tend, every time I tend to take a Carnosaur, I'm putting him in Kotal's Claw, and I like the Kotal's Claw artifact on my Scarvet on Carnosaur because he's got a lot of attacks. And Skink, the Skink keyworded ones. Now these are my favorite ones in our books. All three of these, I liked all three of these, to be honest. Number 2 and 3, the Cloak of Feathers and Sacred Stegodon Helm make a ton of my lists. Those two are amazing. Incandescent Rageblade is just fun. But I'm going to take all three of these before I take basically anything from the Realm artifacts. So, a little disappointed. I do like that. I think this is going to shake up the meta a little bit. I think you're going to see a lot of the armies that used to rely on those artifacts either go down a tier because they can't rely too heavily on those, or have to, if they have to choose something from their book and it's not very good, that's gonna push them down a tier. I think our book is pretty good on artifacts. I like them. I did like using like Aether Quartz Brooch on some of our stuff. I really like that one. You also, the Sword of Judgment was awesome on a Scarvet too. But I'm happy with the ones in our Battle Tome. So honestly, I'm probably gonna just write off these Realm artifacts. I don't know. Maybe Aqshy may end up in my list. Maybe Ghyran on a Troglodon if I'm just feeling fun. What about you guys? Any of these artifacts? Is there a combo you're thinking about using with one of these that I'm not seeing? Let me know in the comments. Realm artifacts, GHB 2020. Any of them good for Seraphon? All right. Catch y'all later.